So much of Yeshua's ministry and miracles and teaching that he performed happened right here in Capharnaum in Capernaum. And one of my all-time favorite passages of scriptures that Yeshua taught to the disciples, Matthew chapter 18, Peter comes to Yeshua and he says, "How many times do I have to forgive? Up to 7 times?" Peter thought he was really spiritual. You know, 7, the number of completion, the number of perfection. So I'll forgive up to 7 times, right? He thought he was the spiritual man. And Yeshua said, no, not 7 times, but 70 times 7, 490. Did you ever wonder why the number 490? Friends, if there is a specific number in Scripture, it is there for a reason, and there is deep spiritual significance to the number 490. Every Hebrew word has a numerical value because Hebrew is alphanumeric. You write numbers with letters. 490 is the numerical value for the word tamim, the word to be complete or to be perfect. What was Messiah communicating by saying 490? Without forgiving, you can never be perfected or complete. But there's something more. 490 is the numerical value of the word moladati, the word to be born, the word for nativity. And 490 is also the numerical value of the word Beit Lechem, of Bethlehem. So the place where Messiah was born in Bethlehem, his nativity, both equal 490. And how does that tie in? Because forgiveness is connected to lechem, bread. Bethlehem means house of bread. And forgiveness and bread go hand in hand. Think about it for a moment. When Messiah taught us how to pray, he said, "Forgive us of our transgressions as we forgive others, and give us this day our daily bread." So in Messiah's prayer, forgiveness and bread is tied together. And how do we celebrate the forgiveness that Messiah bought for us? We take the bread and the wine. This is my body, the lechem, that was broken for you. The bread being broken is significant. It signifies the breaking of the Messiah's body, his death for our forgiveness. So think about it for a moment. Just like man physically can't live without bread, we can't survive without the bread of forgiveness. All of us have done wrong in our life. All of us need to be forgiven. That's connected to the 490. But there's something even more significant here. There's only one time in the scriptures, besides in this passage, that the actual number 490 occurs just like it occurs here. It happens in the book of Daniel, chapter 9, where Daniel receives a visitation from the angel Gabriel. He's meditating on Jeremiah's prophecy that the exile in Babylon would end after 70 years. And the angel comes and says this, 70 weeks of years have been decreed concerning my people and your holy city, to put an end to transgression, to bring an end to sin, and to make atonement for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness. 70 times 7, 490 years, according to Daniel's prophecy. That's the number of years it would take for complete atonement to be made, for complete forgiveness to be experienced by the entire world, and for everlasting righteousness to be ushered in to the world in which we live. Isn't that amazing? The 490 that Matthew records Yeshua saying to Peter ties directly back to Daniel. But why is that significant? Think about it for a moment. It was after 49 years that the Jubilee began. What is the Jubilee? It's the forgiveness of debt, where the land reversed back to the original owners who had to sell it because they couldn't afford to pay on it, where slaves were set free. The year of Jubilee is connected to 49. So 490 is the ultimate Jubilee, not just for an individual, but for all of creation, for the entire world. This is what Messiah was alluding to, that he came and gave his life for the ultimate forgiveness and encourages us to forgive others as he has forgiven us. And forgiveness is connected to Jubilee. How? Because Jubilee is the forgiveness of the debt. In the year of Jubilee also, the land was to lie fallow. The people could not reap or sow or plant during the year of Jubilee. And when we forgive someone, what are we doing? We are giving them a personal Jubilee. What we're saying is that we're not going to rehash the past anymore. That whatever you did to me or whatever I've done to you, it is done, it is finished, it is gone, never to be remembered again, because that is what Messiah has done for us. That's what we're called to do for other people. He offers you today complete forgiveness, but at the same time, he expects us to forgive others as well. Friends, I want to encourage you. If there are people in your life that you have never forgiven, right now, I want to encourage you to, in your heart, to just make the decision to forgive them. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. If we don't forgive, we stay chained to the person that has hurt us, and they will be with us forever. We'll be in bondage. But when we forgive, forgiveness is the key that unlocks the cuffs and releases us and gives us complete freedom. So you don't just forgive for the other person's sake, you forgive for your sake and for the Lord's sake. And when you forgive, you experience freedom and healing in your life, the bread of forgiveness. And you can taste and see that the Lord is good. Friends, I have found that one of the primary reasons why people don't find healing in their lives and why they stay stuck is because there is bitterness and unforgiveness in their heart. So make the decision today to be forgiven, to receive Yeshua, and then in turn to forgive others. And you'll know what true spiritual freedom and blessing is through the Messiah Yeshua.